We get into Tombstone and it's raining. There's a birdcage standing right there. Man, can you believe this shit?
Yeah, where'd everybody go? There ain't nobody.
Yeah.
It is a ghost town. There ain't, there ain't nobody in sight.
Damn. It was hailing just a minute ago. It stopped.
Town too tough to die. Well, it ain't too tough to rain.
To drown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before we got started, the surveillance camera started to flicker. I could tell that her presence was already among us.
Are you Paul? That's next door.
As Nora took us over to talk about the autopsy table, the SLS camera then picked up an apparition on the table. It also picked up an apparition by the keg as it was checking out the items on top of the keg.
That is our #1 whiskey. Now when we go like that, you may catch some that are around my table as well. I have a 17-year-old, her name is Issa, she kind of sticks.
It amazed me on how much activity was around this autopsy table. As Nora explained on how these spirit ghosts are attracted to items, she pointed out that they were attracted to alcohol, money, and cigarettes. Then 2 apparitions appeared by the keg. Nora then took us into the autopsy room as she showed us where the blood would drip down into the drain. Then an apparition did appear above the doorway. Now it was time for us to try to communicate with these ghost apparitions. I could tell the SLS camera was working perfectly as it picked up Cody and Brian. I concentrated in the room where the autopsy table was. I was hoping to get some more apparitions. One appeared and then disappeared. And then something appeared on the floor next to it. Was this possibly a ghost animal? An apparition then appeared over there again by the keg. As I continued to watch the ghost apparition by the keg, Nora then turns on a flashlight and proceeds to walk over and place it on the table. The spirit apparition then reached out and touched Nora as she placed the light on the table. I continued to watch the apparition, and to my amazement, the apparition disappears, and so does the light. I then proceeded to see if I could catch the apparition by the keg. Unknowingly, the light came back on as the apparition appeared, as Emery quickly noticed and asked Nora about the light.
What's that light right there? That is a flashlight, so they can turn it on and off.
Because right now I just turned on and it was flashing on me. So.
Yeah.
The apparition then disappeared from the keg. It was now time for us to turn off the lights and let Nora use her ghost spirit box to communicate with the ghost spirits.
As well. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to take this time to invite all of you guys up here. This is our 6:30, and then we'll have the 8 o'clock. So would you guys like to tell them hello?
Oh.
Hey, guys. Good evening. How are you?
And I was amazed on how they acknowledged we were there. The SLS camera then picked up apparitions under the table and on the floor. Then an apparition appeared above Cody. The SLS camera picked up an apparition on the chair. Was this the apparition of an animal? As it jumps from one chair to the other and then disappears. I then turn the SLS camera towards the other side of the room as it picks up this giant apparition. Brian was sitting right across from this apparition as he had no idea what the SLS camera was picking up. Then there was an apparition on the fan that moves down to the floor. It then disappears. The spirit box became active.
I thought I heard it say high ground and he thought they were self-image, but I could have swore it said high ground.
So who's saying hi to Brian in here? It is saying Brian.
The SLS camera was picking up an apparition on that table. Then the spirit box became active once again.
What is what, sir? Are you talking about the camera that's over here that is showing the stick figures? This device right here? Is this what you're asking about? That is very similar to ones you've seen Lynn and them bring in. So it actually will show me where you're at. Could you guys bring in my wolf? Could you let them see my wolf?
Did the ghost spirits mean this is what I was catching with the SLS camera? Was the wolf?
I want you to notice that I have a very beautiful lady up there. Her name is Pam, gentlemen. So you're more than welcome to go over there and interact with her.
I was amazed on how the autopsy table
I want you to notice she actually
was so active as an apparition was standing on top of it.
violates the rules. She is not wearing a dress, just like I'm not. For my ladies, you might want to go over there and check out her hair. For my men, I do not mind if you go over and interact. However, I am going to ask that you treat her with respect.
The apparition then jumps down and stands next to Pam.
Those lights.
Yeah, I see one.
We're also
where
seeing a
their back
movement
is.
in her hair. And in the very back of... Now, if you see a little red dot come through there, Pam, that's going to be me with my thermal gun. But I use it as a pointer. Right here,
Yeah,
she's getting
yeah.
one. Right here, she's getting movement there and there. Touch your hand for me? Because I know that you're up.
Nora then asks the ghost to touch her hand as the ghost complies.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Looking at the replay, you can see on how the apparition moves to touch her
Are you
hand.
okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
What happened?
I just got really creepy and I felt something down here.
My guys aren't going to hurt you, just so you know.
Okay.
Does it feel like a person? Does it feel like an animal?
It feels like fur. It's too tall to be a cat.
Was Pam feeling the apparition that was standing next to her? Then the apparition moves back on top of the autopsy table. It just amazes me on how this autopsy table is so active. As Emery and Cody stood in front of the autopsy table, it then also became active once again.
Yeah, it is hot in here.
Yeah, it's staying hot.
Yeah, it's hella hot right here.
Yeah, it's hot.
It was also using another type of communication device, as it clearly knew that it was hot in this room.
Cody?
Cody. That's my name, don't worry about it.
That's your name?
To our amazement,
Is it really? That's
our
what
communication
it's saying
box
over here.
then
It's saying
said Cody.
You just said Cody.
The spirit voice box then became activated once again as it asked if that was Emery.
swear I keep hearing your name come out.
Emery.
It popped up?
Yeah, 2 times.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I
Do you guys remember my name?
So for the residents of my building, I want to take this time to thank all of you for interacting with me. Know that you don't have to. I'm going to be turning the lights on.
We had a great time investigating Nora's vintage morgue in Tombstone, Arizona. Was this place haunted? I would have to say yes. There were too many circumstances that occurred within this room in this haunted morgue for it not to be haunted. I suggest that if you are ever in Tombstone, that you investigate Nora's place, the vintage morgue. Wyatt and Tarbell, Undertaker. You won't be disappointed.